Podcast with Justin Wales.
And joining me on the podcast right now is James Campbell, Managing Director of Botswana Diamonds. BOD is the ticker there. James, thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much indeed for having me, Justin. Good to chat.
Yeah, and you've had some news out. You're talking about diamonds being recovered from the Thorny River bulk sample and other things going on there in the RNS, and we'll dig into that in a bit. But before we do, as always, James, if someone's listening and they've never heard of Botswana Diamonds, there's a couple of clues in the title there, but just summarise what you're all about, please.
Botswana Diamonds PLC, BOD, is a London AIM and Botswana Stock Exchange listed diamond explorer and developer, very firmly focused on Southern Africa, being Botswana, Zimbabwe and South Africa. And we have a number of projects spanning the resource development pipeline from early stage projects through to advanced stage projects.
Okay, good stuff. Now, in the RNS, as with all sort of exploration mining companies, there's a little bit of technical jargon in there. So take me through Section 27. What does that mean, James?
Justin, what it means is basically you're allowed to sell your diamonds. It is a very useful piece of legislation passed by the Department of Mineral and Energy Affairs of South Africa, in that when you prospect for diamonds, you actually need to sell your diamonds in order to get a valuation and thus qualify for an inferred and in future an indicated resource. It's not good enough just to go and value your diamonds. You have to sell them as such. So the government brought out this Section 20 legislation, which means that under bulk sampling, which we are doing on Thorny River, we are able to sell the diamonds. And that has a twofold account. Firstly, it obviously provides much needed cash in order to help fund those sampling developments. And then secondly, it gives us the third criteria, in addition to grade and volume, to enable us to declare a maiden resource.
Mm-hmm, I understand. And now, you're looking forward to sort of doing that resource, or completing that resource, but you've got a revenue sharing agreement, and obviously this is probably more efficient, is it? Because most companies have to raise money to do this, don't they?
Justin, yes, maybe it's a nuance that's actually been missed by the market a little bit. It's exactly as you said, that most companies, when they go towards resource development, particularly in the diamond space, will have to build their own processing plant and then engage with a bulk sampling or a mining operator to actually undertake the work. And it would cost many millions of dollars to actually do that. We're very, very fortunate in this case in that we've signed an agreement with Paleo Minerals, Pty Limited, who are going to be taking 40% of the revenue, so we're not actually having to pay them anything. And then very importantly too as well, is they have a back-to-back agreement with Southern Era Resources Pty Limited, which has the Klipspringer processing plant. And that plant is a fully permitted plant, and the permitting is a very important issue as well. And they will be processing the samples and getting 40% of the revenue. So with this arrangement, Botswana Diamond shareholders are not having to put their hand in their pockets in terms of capital for processing plant and mining equipment and the such like, but they will be getting a small share of the revenue flowing from the diamonds, and very importantly, getting a maiden resource almost for free.
Yeah. Now, tell us about the carats you got, and what have you got there?
We've got around about 250 carats recovered so far, Justin. That is purely from the commissioning of the processing plant itself. We are yet to put through virgin kimberlite into the plant itself. So in any kind of operation like this, you actually need to purge the plant, and you need to make sure the plant is operating according to spec. So those diamonds actually do come from surface material from the farm Friskevakt, which is part of the Thorny River project, but also they come from the coarse tailing stump, which Southern Era have put into this revenue sharing arrangement.
Yeah. So you mentioned this, Southern Era. I mean, they've included their cost and tailings dump. Take us through that. Explain that, please. Good.
Yes, Southern Era Resources Pty Limited have a tailings dump which originates from two diamond mines. The first one of which is the Marsfontein mine, which was famous for having a 3.5-day payback. Yes, it is 3.5 days, and that's fully public knowledge. It's an extraordinarily rich mine, and it was mined out in under 2 years. And that was a joint venture between Southern Era and De Beers. And the second mine, which helped form part of that tailings dump, was the Klipspringer diamond mine, which is an underground diamond mine, which was put on care and maintenance at the time of the global financial crisis. So these coarse tailings dumps have abundant free diamonds sitting in them as well. And it was a very generous gesture on behalf of Southern Era Resources to put the dumps into the whole revenue sharing arrangement.
Yeah, so, and for people who are investors or for people following the company, James, what's next? What big news can we expect next?
Well, on this particular project, our plan is to announce the preliminary bulk sampling results of samples coming from the Thorny River project itself, as opposed to commissioning. Following that, there will be valuations on the diamonds, and in fact, sales values on the diamonds. So these will be real values which flow from that. And then as we progress towards the second half of the year itself, the granting of the Marsfontein mining permit, because in this particular news release, we announced that our Marsfontein mining permit had been accepted, and then production results from the gravels and from the dumps from Marsfontein itself, which also form part of the revenue sharing arrangement. Elsewhere, we'll obviously have news coming from Botswana, from Maibwe, and then our joint venture with Vast Resources in Zimbabwe too.
Yeah, absolutely. Marvellous stuff. Okay, James, well, if there's someone listening to this right now likes the sound of what you're doing but are not following the story as yet, give them those 3 quick reasons why they should hit that follow button on your page on Vox Markets and add you to their watch list, please.
Absolutely, Justin. The first point, diamonds, especially large and coloured stones, are in high demand, and Thorny River, by the way, produces some beautiful yellow and orange stones. Secondly, Southern Africa is the most prospective region in the world for these kind of diamonds. And then thirdly, Botswana Diamonds has a de-risked portfolio of projects across this region and an experienced management team.
Excellent stuff. James, good to chat to you, and hopefully we'll be catching up in the not too distant future. Thank you very much.
Hope so too, Justin, and thank you very much indeed too.